Hello, welcome to Magic with Melly. Today, I had a beautiful interaction as I was getting sushi. So the sushi the other day that was the chili serrano roll that I had. I went there trying to get more. It was so good, and there wasn't any on the shelf. And the sushi maker actually greeted me, was like, "Hi." And I said hello, and it was like a "how are you?" And I'm just like, "I'm good." And then they were like, "Oh," they mentioned the chili serrano roll, and I was like, "Yeah, I tried it." I was like, it took me a few seconds to process, and I was like, "Actually, I had that roll the other day, and it was so good. It doesn't look like you have any right here." And then she was like, "Yeah, there's some right here." She had made a fresh 2 rolls, and it's like they were made for me because she was labeling them to put them on the shelf, and I think she was watching me look for the sushi roll. So I thought that was so cute, and I said, she gave me one, and I said, "I actually ate 2, so can I have the other one?" And she gave it to me, and that was so sweet. But today's channeled message is on shopping local, and even alright, this pendant's new. I just got it at Moonsoul Metaphysical here in Modesto. It's a witchy shop. And what's special about this crystal pendant is that there's a time link window right there. So it's perfect for if you're needing to let go of things and work through things of the past. Tourmaline's really great on releasing and transmuting. And more on shopping local and people. Okay, so when you shop local, you join the community for one, and when you maybe talk to people, you might end up talking to someone who will change your life. For example, you never know who you're gonna meet and when and where. For example, you could go to your local bank, and someone who's maybe they're part of the Chamber of Commerce, or maybe they are the business owner for the shop that's down the street. Like, you don't know who's who until you find out. So if you do a thing, maybe you make products, maybe you're a tattoo shop, maybe you're a tattoo artist, maybe you make things from scratch. Okay, get buddy with some shop owners. Go to your favorite places and conversate more. Don't just be blending in the background when you're not the type of person who's meant to be blending in the background. It's giving that staying quiet, blending in. It worked for you until it doesn't work for you no more. It's giving survival, right? Maybe you stuck out, you didn't fit in, and people picked on you for being different. But now different is actually desirable, you know? Different gets you places. People wish. Someone's got to start to honor the good things about themselves and not just look at the bad things. or vice versa. Honor the bad parts about you and not just the good parts. The bad parts need love too. I'm adding some lime to this. I think it's gonna make it even more bomb. Crunchy. Everyone's built different too, okay? What works for someone doesn't work for all. And maybe start to read in between the lines, like, why is this person, where is this person coming from? Are they trying to help me, or are they trying to hurt me when they start speaking from their mouth? Are they giving me unsolicited advice, and why? Is the advice trying to talk you out of something or into something? Do what you want at the end of the day. At the end of the day, their opinion is theirs. And they're projecting onto you how they would do things. And maybe it applies to you or it doesn't. You just gotta fuck around and find out. And be like, alright, they were right. Maybe I should listen to them more often. Or, they were wrong. They're speaking on some, how they see the world and how they would do it. And I received something that I can actually use to my benefit, but everything else they said doesn't fit. There's levels to that. Maybe you only take someone's partial advice and not their full advice. Maybe you zoom out and you're like, you see who they are as a person, of just like, that's why it doesn't work for them. Like doing vendor markets. That would be for someone who's maybe outgoing and can communicate and socialize in that public setting. But if you're more introverted, you might do a lot better doing online sales and marketing rather than marketing face to face. There's no wrong way to do things. It's just misalignment, really. What's wrong for you is not wrong for that person. It's just different. And I just stained my pants with some sauce, so I'm gonna need to get out a Tide to Go pen and maybe some makeup wipes. Cause oops. Someone should carry a change of clothes wherever they go. Just backup underwear, backup jacket, backup t-shirt, backup pants. Because you never know if you need to just stay over somewhere. if you need to change your clothes because you're clumsy and sometimes spills food on yourself. Good. You should see the before and after, but too little too late for me documenting it, but yeah. And what's that thing about, so the crime of being small, like squishing small bugs, maybe you have some karma related to not being mindful of the other animals that exist in the world. So when you eat, maybe you could start praying over the food you eat, of just like acknowledgement that an animal had to die for you to eat, transmuting the energy of the spirit of the animal, of just like, if there was any suffering, please transmute, please let me be untouched by the evils of this world. I didn't murder this animal in order for me to eat. That the karma to that stays with the culprit. I'm just trying to eat. So what happened is this. The lid has sauce on it, and then I put the tray on top of the lid, sauce right there, and then when I closed it, I removed the lid, sauce is now on the bottom of the tray, put the lid on top, and then set the box, empty box, on my lap. That's how I stained my pants just now. And so, top or bottom, ooh, someone's curious about if you're a top or bottom sexually. And you can be both. You can be one more than the other. Someone's just very curious about you. Someone has seen you or met you somewhere, and it's like they want to go there again just to increase the chance that they'll see you again. You make your hobbies look good. You make everything you do look good, is what I'm hearing. You might start to see copycats because you make certain things look easy as well. And it's mildly annoying when you see copycats out here doing what you're doing. But just when you know what you're doing and you're confident, people seek that out. So people are on this adventure of exploring themselves. And so they need to give your thing a try. And maybe they'll find it's their thing, maybe they'll find it's not their thing. But they were inspired to even try in the first place. And that's beautiful. This fly is my friend, but it's also not my friend. Mm. You can have the bad case of the fake friends. Someone can do so much good for you. But there was a hidden agenda. Okay? And either they're able to accomplish their hidden agenda, or they already did. So either they're unable to accomplish it, they realize, wow, this isn't going to go anywhere, so they ghost you, or they finish their hidden agenda, they complete their task, and they ghost you. Okay? Either way, someone tries to evade being found out, and then, you know, the good that they're showing you is inconsistent, and there's this one big thing of just like, question mark, or maybe they disrespected you, or, you know, they ghosted you or whatever, and it's making you question and doubt things. And then they try and pull you back in as if nothing happened, continuing trying to sweep things under the rug. If someone does you dirty, they need to make up for that. They don't just continue as if nothing happened. Okay? The people who will make it up to you are those that didn't mean to wrong you in the first place. But if you're on good terms and someone wrongs you and then they just try and continue like it didn't happen, they had a hidden agenda. That's separating the people who don't have the means, right? Like, some people, if they don't have the means, they don't have the means. Sometimes it's hard to be transparent about, like, oh, I would go to your event, but I can't afford it. That's different, right? But if they're like, I'm gonna go, and then they don't come, and then they don't have a reason why they didn't come, it's just giving, sometimes maybe it's someone's priorities, or their ability to wrong you and get away with it. If they can't get away with it, they're going to avoid it. Okay. I will not set this on my lap and re-stain my pants. I learned. Someone's got to learn from their mistakes. And start to show genuine remorse on their own. If you keep telling them, you hurt me, you gotta do this because you hurt me, and then they do the thing just to keep you around, but then they're giving you a hard time because you made them do XYZ. It's just giving manipulation, really. Doing the bare minimum to keep you around, to keep you hooked, but then making you feel bad, gaslighting you. I'm not saying they're a narcissist, but I am saying there are tendencies showing themselves here. Okay. And these are lemon Oreos. These are for my drive because I'm gonna commute. But this was the messages. I'm gonna leave it here. Burps, throat chakra, opening, releasing, etc. Sometimes If you notice you start coughing, maybe it's because it's you're removing blockages, or maybe that you overshared and maybe this space wasn't as safe as you thought it was when you were sharing certain things. Like if you have open communication and then you start coughing, there's something to do with pain placement, right? And you can see okay, the way I'm speaking hurts me, or the space that I'm speaking it in may be harmful, etc., etc., etc. So just notice when you start coughing. It could be an ascension symptom where you're growing and your throat's not used to being so open. It could be a matter of what I just said. So coughing, throat chakra, okay? Until next time, this was Magic with Melly. Bye.